Mine is like a half you love and half you hate to see.
Oh, okay.
Longstaff goal, Mike Ashley happy.
Ah,
Do you know what I mean? So it's just like,
it's a tough one.
and then as soon as you remember like how terrible he is as a human being, and you're like, oh, he's still alive, is he? Oh.
Hello everyone, Timbsy here. Welcome back to another episode of the group chat. We're going to be talking about the Premier League and we're getting your reactions from the games as well. I'm joined by Sam Diss, my good friend, as always. How you doing, Sam?
Hello, mate. Yeah, good, thank you.
How's Mundial going?
It's going excellently. New magazine drops today.
Yeah.
So, clang. Buy that, please. Love your money. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's all going well.
And we're also joined by Calum Jacobs from Caricom magazine. How you doing, man?
I'm very well, Timbsy. How are you?
I'm all right. I've heard you're keeping your team under wraps.
I am.
Yeah?
Cards close.
But you do have a team.
I do have a team.
Okay.
But when you run a magazine, you can't be biased or be seen to be biased. So.
Pretty biased. I mean,
excuse me.
But there's four of us in it. We're all biased.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they've got a spread. There's just I'm the only one at Caricom. So.
Right. Well, we'll dive straight into it. The first game, probably the biggest. Well, definitely the biggest upset this weekend. Man City 0, Wolves 2.
Yeah.
An unbelievable game from Wolves. What do we think of that?
I feel like they do this. I feel like they've done this to them a couple of times, at least like upset them or unsettled them and stuff like that.
What, Wolves or
Wolves have done this to City a few times.
Yeah,
but it's just like,
I mean, obviously last year they did so well especially against the bigger teams.
Yeah, well, I feel like
performed really well.
Like the thing is, I've like slagged off Wolves a couple of times on this, but like it is like actually seeing them play. They play the football the right way. They've got loads of good players. Adama Traore through the middle was he's ridiculous. Like, he's just the way he's kicked on. Like because like last season it was just like. You just saw him getting tired with this, just sort of like he is just fast and nothing else happens.
On the right wing, just...
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
It's just really disrespectful. I mean, in that game he played, 2 positions? And he played wing back, then he went up front.
Yeah.
I think, commentators and pundits always like, you never know what he's going to do next. And stuff. But he's clearly an intelligent player.
You
can't play that many positions if
and
you're
also
not.
You can't go up through like the Barca. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I didn't try and pronounce that.
Say with the accent.
La Masia.
Yeah.
You can't come through that without being like a good technical player, understanding
and
your position, your movement.
Well.
And his passing's good as well. I think it was last week or maybe the week before. People were like genuinely surprised that he was a half decent passer.
Yeah.
I'm like, he was at Barcelona for like 6 years.
Yeah.
But it's just because you see
his
size and you're just like, he's a very powerful.
I heard
winger.
that he wasn't allowed to do like actual weights in the gym because like the team banned him from doing weights. He gets too big, so now he only does body weight exercises.
That's when you've completed it, innit?
I can relate as well. I can relate. He has to just get on the cardio because you get too broad and you just can't really move.
Man.
His goals were both good. I thought Jimenez was good as well. I think he's been off it for the last couple of weeks. But like
Otamendi being mindless at the
I
back.
don't really understand what's happened there because I've always rated him as a defender. Weirdly, people don't. As a defender, he's a calm defender who's quite aggressive on the ball, and it's really hard to have like to be able to do both. But like last couple of games, I don't know if his head's just going.
But what I think, obviously, Laporte is a huge miss.
Oh, massive.
What I feel like last year, I think their defence, like when everyone's there as a whole, it works so well. And then as soon as one person drops out, I think then you see so many, like, the weaknesses of everyone else. Like, then you see how Otamendi can be a bit stupid at times, and there's no one to cover for him. And
they're actually really missing Zinchenko as well, who was, like, really good.
Yeah, why didn't he start this game? Because they played Cancelo.
I don't really know if it's injuries or what it was, but, like, I think that the thing that he brought is in a similar way, obviously much lesser degree, but, like, what De Bruyne brings, where he just gets that ball and is, like, looking to play it forward, like, quick into them channels. Because Zinchenko is, like, a midfielder. He's a centre midfielder. They're playing at left back.
For his country.
So he's basically like the same way that Trent is obviously, he plays right back, but he has the technical ability and the passing of a centre midfielder.
Having said that, though, Zinchenko came on at half time though for Kyle Walker, so he had 45 minutes.
Yeah, but even then, like,
but it's all being all mixed up all of the time, and it's just like I understand. I completely agree with what you're saying. It's just like one of them things where it feels like even though like Guardiola's whole thing is it's like this idea of like total football existing in 2019. Everyone says it could be done, and they're all good players. But it just feels like mentally, as soon as one of them drops, it's like they all just kind of go, "Oh fuck!" Because there's so many people moving around them at all times. It just needs that like constant. Whether it is, I mean, Fernandinho coming back in was important. Yeah. He'd been out for a little while, and he was like a nice little constant for them. But like where everyone was looking for De Bruyne. Now you can't look for De Bruyne, so like now they're just like the defenders as well, because like he's one of those players where as a centre half you can just give him the ball.
Yeah.
Now they're having to look past that and go like, right, where am I giving the ball? And that makes it so much harder.
Why are they so reliant on Kevin.
Because he's the best
Because
player
he's
in
the
the
best
world.
player in the league. Because he's the best
Obviously,
player in the
but
league.
you've
Yeah.
spent that much money, you can't be over.
No,
Like,
that's
you've
true.
still
And the
got
fact that,
so
yeah,
many players. He
I mean,
spent like £1 billion.
They've got. I think when they've got so many good players that's why you get, when everything clicks, you get 8-0s as if it's nothing.
Yeah.
I think because Mahrez contributes, because Bernardo Silva, because of David Silva.
I think it's just like a classic like human thing as well to be like, you are the best player in the world, even though we are all world-class players with loads of world-class players. You're just like, can you just do what you got to do? Because like he's clearly so far and beyond like players in his position across the league.
Yeah, but he was
so when you see that happening, I know, but like
he was out a lot last year and they won the title. I know he's come back this year and he's been amazing.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, but I feel like it happened a little bit later on into the season as well. Maybe when they found their feet a little bit.
Yeah. And also, I think like the like retaining a title is always so difficult, and I think the more you win it, like doing it 2 years in a row is difficult. Doing it for a third year is even more difficult because people get better. There's
people suss you out as well. When you've got a game plan, people suss you out. Like Liverpool can dominate the ball and they can also counter attack, whereas City basically only have one way of playing, just domination. Do you know,
everyone's talking about tactics with Man City, but no one's looked at the fact that they changed their kit, like the kit sponsor, like you're not winning the league.
That is true. And even though their retro kit they brought out was amazing.
That was hard, but this Puma kit, I'm sorry.
We're brand neutral here.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're team neutral, I'm brand neutral.
Yeah,
obviously.
but I just think
I'd much rather it be an
I'm just
Umbro
neutral
kit, obviously.
in every way.
I feel like Guardiola won't really come under pressure, but I think that you still have to kind of. No, I feel like he's achieved so much and he's clearly so good and he's got so many good players and they play so much good football. But I do think that they sort of have to kind of look at like, do we need other ways of playing?
Yeah, well, yeah, but then Guardiola throughout his career has always maintained that. Like, if you don't know how you want to play, then there's no point in anything. Like, he has such a clear vision of how he wants to play that he'll never. And to be fair, it's won him titles, it's won him Champions League.
But you look at like a Klopp without skipping on to game 2. You look at a Klopp who can just sort of like move between two, and you can sort of like you can adapt.
Yeah.
Whereas like he just doesn't feel like he has that adaptation capability at the minute, or maybe his players don't, or maybe he's drummed it into him so hard that when he goes, all right, now switch it up, now play it quicker, now press higher, now let's sit back and then attack a team. They're just kind of going, well, we're just going to do a Man City, and the Man City is just one thing. Whereas if you just try, if you try and describe what Liverpool play like, you don't really know what it's going to be, and in a good way. And like clearly, that's been super effective for him.
Quick word on Wolves because we've focused on Man City.
Oh, yeah.
Wolves, fair play. Yeah, they've actually been like not great this season.
They were shit.
Better
Start of the season,
Europa.
they were shit.
Yeah.
They're doing great Europa. Or not great. They've good result. Good result midweek.
That win against Pochettino.
To go to Turkey and win, and then to come here and to win against Man City, we're pretty much the same squad of players, and they've been playing since what? Like late summer.
They've not really added that many players at all, really. That they made Dendoncker full time and that.
You've given a few pelters their way, but it would be nice to see them like.
You know what?
Do well.
No, totally. Because like I also like Nuno as well. I think he's a really good manager, and also he's one of them where he will just switch it up and he'll be like, I know how to beat you, and he saves that for the big teams. And I feel like they could do more against the smaller ones.
Liverpool taking the advantage again, extended their league.
They've extended the league. It just never ends now.
Liverpool extended their lead 2-1 against Leicester. We've got Charlie, Leicester fan, reacting, probably disappointed.
So the game's just ended. Finished 2-1 Liverpool. Absolutely gutted.
Yeah.
Last minute penalty.
Yeah, I like that as well.
As soon as the referee points to the spot, VAR's not going to overturn that. Fair play to Liverpool. Thought they deserved the win. Played very well for large sections of the game. Dominated proceedings, but obviously as soon as James Maddison managed to get the equaliser, you just thought we could pull off a draw here. Not much else to say really. We've proved us we still look like we might finish top 6, maybe even top 4 this season, but real tough one to take.
Is he crying?
Oh
no, but he was genuinely sad.
No,
that was
Charlie, it'll be okay.
That was
you're a good team.
To be fair, it's the hope that gets you in it.
It is,
and I know that feeling all too well. But Leicester again,
they've
playing really well.
Liverpool did dominate. Like Liverpool very rarely dominate.
They're the best team in the league. Like they can't be that disappointed about losing. I mean, it's fucking annoying to concede a 93rd minute penalty. That was a
very soft penalty.
That
was a penalty.
That is exactly. That is ultimately a penalty.
Why people are looking at that and saying it's not a penalty?
It's soft, isn't it?
He steps on his foot. He takes his leg.
No, you know what?
I don't mind players who are like, oh, look at me. I've gone down. You have to do that.
Yeah, exactly. What you can do, not go down. It's a foul, and he's kind of he's like banged into the back of his ankle. It's a bit soft, yeah, but it is a foul.
But I always think as well, especially when it comes to penalties and just fouls or bookings or whatever. Like, as much for it being a foul, you should just give the penalty for just the person being stupid. Don't be an idiot at that.
Brighton,
like, okay, it's a very soft foul, but it's more just I'm punishing you for being an idiot.
I feel bad for all Brighton though, because he run back so far.
I know,
to
and
get
then
there.
It's just like him and Schmeichel
really,
sort of it's like,
I know.
But
he just fucked it.
Leicester, I mean, they did well to hang in there, and I think they deserved the goal. Like Maddison, he's done so well this season.
Banging,
I love to see him.
It's disappointing though. I mean, Leicester have gone to Man United and Anfield now and lost both.
Yeah.
Before each game, man was, Leicester, they're coming.
But like you win,
but
you
the
win
fact
what
that
you
now, I like that they have that weight to their kind of name now, though.
Yeah.
The fact that Leicester now at home, you think, they should probably win, and then away, it's going to be really tough for whoever, even against Liverpool.
That's Brendan Rodgers, though. That's him making that exciting little team, and it's annoying. It's annoying to say it. People don't like Brendan Rodgers, but mostly just because he's quite annoying.
No,
he just says stupid things.
He's a bit annoying, but he's also a really, really good manager.
Yeah, he obviously knows what he's doing, and I think the players as well have definitely bought into that. You can see how much they responded.
You'd kill for someone like that at Arsenal, surely.
We'll get on to that. No, I said this earlier to my mate. I was like, I can't have
friends.
I know, I've got friends outside of this room. Mental. That I just can't have Brendan at my club.
Why not? Just because he says weird things like
he's Brent, isn't he? I can't.
He is.
I can't have David Brent manager of Arsenal.
Our notion was to play well, like everyone's notion. Do you know what I mean?
But you've got a manager who said that you're playing well offensively and defensively, which is just not true.
Did we win 1-0? Yes.
Did you play shit? Also, yeah.
That's subjective.
Talk about Brent.
I'm being Brent now. I just realised. Oh no.
But yeah, in this game, I feel like Mane again was just like unplayable,
yeah, exactly.
like absolutely untouchable.
Salah now, I think since their
little tiff.
I was speaking to Vuj recently as well, and he said, like, was it him? It was a Liverpool fan. Vuj isn't really a fan anymore, but he's
gone clear.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's transcended fandom. They said that Salah has always been this greedy. It's only been kind of pinpointed because he's not actually scoring as much. But you can get away with it by having 20 shots a game if you score 2 or 3 a game.
Yeah.
But now that obviously it kind of escalated into that Mane incident, but since then
it's just made
he
it
hasn't been
more
scoring,
clear.
and now it's very obvious that, oh my god, you do hold on to the ball all the time.
Yeah.
But since then, obviously Mane's just taken
did
the mantle.
Cesc Fabregas said earlier in the week that Mane's top 3 in the world. He has been for a long time.
Messi voted for him as well.
Yeah, I saw that. Messi knows a thing or two.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm taking anyone's opinion.
It's
probably Messi's.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mane at times is just...
His movements just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like just the intelligence of the runs as well, because it's not like him just running for running's sake, or him just like being like mile a minute, just keep running. He's just like he stops, then he's gone, like he's just completely gone, and he's on the blind side of the defender all the time. He could be. To be honest, if you're gonna
if you're a defender, you can't.
No, you can't.
There's at no point where you're like,
you'll be waking up in the middle of the night thinking he's behind you. But like it's one of them where, if anything, if you're being super critical, he probably should be scoring more, because he's having so many opportunities now. That like he could be like in the last couple of games he could have scored a hat trick in each one of them.
But he scored. He
scored. He's scoring plenty. He's scoring plenty. And he's scoring important goals as well. So it's not like him just adding like 2 goals at the end of like a 4-0 win.
It was a great assist by Milner.
Great pass.
I like
sort
him.
Of the perennial underrated, rated midfielder.
I think he's gone past that now. I think people,
everyone knows
he's good. Yeah, it's like when everyone used to pretend that like Busquets was underrated. It's like, nah, he's not though. He's not though, is he? Or the one thing I like about Milner is that he's one of the only players I've seen where his neck is thicker than his head. It's mad.
He's in shape, to be fair.
His neck is in shape.
Neck goals.
I
want the Milner neck workout. So if if Men's Health can get on that or something like that, I'll download that straight away.
And it's just a neck.
Just a neck.
Just the bottom
recognise
of the page
this.
is there.
Yeah, it's just a fucking neck and his huge jaw.
Just realise you don't need a neck to be an effective
There you go. Exactly.
As long as you can breathe. The neck.
And presumably he can breathe.
And he can. He's got,
And he can take a good pen.
They just played well again. It was one of them ones where, they probably should have been 4-5, and Leicester were a bit lucky. I think Klopp come out and said that.
Yeah. But then also
Leicester played really well. Their midfield is really nice.
For Liverpool away, they did.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Chowdhury, or are we just going to skip over that?
I didn't see it properly.
You know what? Like, because I've seen it, and I kind of think it's a bit of a. I mean, we just spoke about this just then. I kind of think of it's a bit of a non-subject for me.
Really?
So I think he's a defensive midfielder. He's a bit clumsy and he's a bit raw still.
His last minute.
He was like, his Salah's going past him. He's just tried to stick out like one of them like go gadget legs.
1-1. Like you're not. Do you know
what I mean?
You're gonna make that.
They happen in pretty much every single game. He's not tried to do him. I think is the important.
And Trent had a bad one against Tielemans as well.
But
real
challenge.
That was accidental.
Yeah, there was no intent.
But of course, as in
But these happen.
No intent.
These happen.
And he's got a great afro.
His
afro is amazing. I don't think you understand. Like, I don't know. Every morning he must be tending to it. He can't wake up with it like that.
Yeah.
Like he's doing something.
So like, I want the Milner neck workout. You just like Chowdhury needs to drop the tutorial for an afro that fresh.
No neck with the afro, I'd be killing it.
Oh my. That'd be
a look, right?
Some like Frankenstein type player.
It's actually freaky.
It'd be too powerful. You'd have to swap seats with Timbsy.
And then Shaqiri's calves. That'd be great.
Shaqiri also notoriously has no neck.
Yeah,
is anyone else clocking this? The no neck thing is coming.
Bellamy was like really like out in front for the no neck game.
Yeah, but it's because he was like that though.
Yeah.
Not because he was built.
Because he lived under a bridge.
Liverpool, they've got a few tough fixtures coming up as well. So they got United away, Spurs at home, Villa away, which is now not easy,
definitely,
and City at home. So I can't see them. I mean,
I can't see him dropping many points there. But you've got to remember, I think there was a stat that came out this morning. This is the biggest lead at this point between first and second in the Premier League era.
Really?
At this point of the year. And again, never Google me because I don't know if that's true, but I feel like it might be.
Next game we have Newcastle 1, Man United 0.
God, this dirge.
So wait, are you a Man United fan?
I subjected myself to the second half of this game because I love myself too much.
Yeah,
self-care this year, so I don't want to.
It's all about self-improvement.
I'm just happy
watching this game is the antithesis of self-care.
Really?
So I watched the second half, so I got to see.
Matty's goal.
Yeah, his goal.
The one bad thing about that is like I was so happy for Matty Longstaff to get his goal because it was a banging goal as well,
and he hit the crossbar as well.
He hit the crossbar as well, and he was like. It felt inevitable that he was going to do that, and I thought he played really well the whole game. But the only thing, it made fucking Mike Ashley happy at the end of the game.
Exactly.
They cut straight to him. I was like, well, you've ruined it for me now.
Yeah.
Because now I can't enjoy this because that dickhead is having a nice time.
They did. I mean, they obviously did well, deserved the win because they had most of the chances. But I'm getting the biggest talking point from this is just United being in miserable form.
Yeah, they're
struggling. I mean, they should have. Firstly, they should have. Who was it? Maguire from the corner.
Yeah.
How he didn't score that
header. He's tried to do too much.
He's just one big head. The fact you can miss a header from 4 yards.
Has he got a neck?
I don't know. He might be part of the no neck
doesn't-
club.
Can we get the neck? Can we get the neck check on that
If he
one?
didn't have a neck, he would have just finished
bosh.
it. Maybe.
Yeah.
The extra neck muscles.
So there you go.
I feel like he's just overthought it. Like everyone's been in that situation. The same way that you see strikers go through on goal and then they overthink it. I think he's just sort of like gone, I'm going to put this right in the corner. No,
Yeah.
but that's gone.
But he, like when he missed, he was literally like shocked, as if in disbelief at himself. So obviously he's
not quite head in hands
because
his head's too big for his hands. Like just like head on jaw.
I don't understand why Ollie's still playing people like Mata and Fred.
I think the thing
I understand they're a bit older and you have to rely on them, but they're just not delivering. So like your loyalty to them could cost you. You keep talking about no one else is going to play the kids, but you're not actually playing.
I think the thing is though, I think that because they're playing so badly as a team, not just like individually now. It's like everyone's playing badly. I think it's just like it's almost detrimental to like the kids' development now. And I think there's got to be an element of like protection for a couple of them. Because like you look at even Rashford. Rashford is not a kid anymore. He's like what 21, 22. Played a lot of games now, but like he just looks shot. Like his confidence is completely gone.
It's an interesting one whether Ollie is actually with what he's got. He's obviously there's so much deadwood there, but whether. Still, of course, and the fact that they've spent loads of money, but
so much money.
Whether everyone knows Ollie isn't doing well, but whether it's more a case of because he hasn't got the right tools, or because he is just not that good a manager.
Both.
Yeah, I think they've spent badly over the past 5-6 seasons now. They've spent. I think it's only like within 100 million of how much Man City have spent in the same time.
Yeah, which is
ridiculous.
Crazy.
When you look at the amount and depth of quality that City have got, and I know they lost at the weekend, but like Man United just don't even look like they're capable of that. They don't look like they've got anyone they could bring off the bench and stuff like that.
That's true. I think if
their
you look at...
Their bench was awful.
If you look... Oh, God, it's the worst.
Was it
Chong, but it was great. But like, just like you can't bring those Greenwood. You can't bring those players in. We go like, we're playing shit. Go on, then. Can you just like solve all this?
Yeah,
because it's just like it's literally just like taking them out to just be like
people say, you know,
in the back of the head like that.
You can fix
like
the
Sopranos.
team.
Dorf.
Right,
See you
later.
later.
Advocating any sort of.
I don't.
Look, if
I'm
all right.
I'm advocating the Sopranos though.
Manchester United now, like as an idea almost as this big team, I think that's starting to fade conclusively. Before you're like, oh yeah, they're going to come back, but now I think at this stage they're a long way off it now.
Yeah, they
need to.
They're reaching Arsenal levels of just like finding
it's time to move on,
understanding
guys.
like where they are in the actual pecking order.
It's the next game. Moving on from Man United, a quick shout out to David De Gea, who painted the bleakest picture in the post-match interview.
What did he paint?
He's literally.
What's his medium?
The question by the interviewer was like, "Is this like the toughest time you had? Like, can you explain it?" He's like, "Yeah, this is. I can't say anything. It's the worst time." Like he said, it's the worst time of his time at Arsenal, time at Man United.
I mean, they played Rochdale, AZ Alkmaar, and Newcastle, and you'd expect at least one win. And they did score at least one win.
Right, but we'll move on to actual European hopefuls. So we've got Spurs, Chelsea, and Arsenal. So good results for Arsenal. Well, sort of a good result for Arsenal.
3 points. Yeah.
Very good result for Chelsea. Really, really good.
Yeah.
And Spurs with a 3-0 thumping away at Brighton. We have Ryan, who's a Brighton fan, who's actually going to be reacting. So a bit of positivity.
I'd be buzzing, yeah.
Come on, Ryan.
Well, what a game. What a game of football. 3-0 against Tottenham at home. I tell you what, I'm absolutely buzzing with that. I couldn't even believe my eyes when I was seeing it. Before the game, I couldn't have even predicted it. I'm pretty sure I tweeted out saying that we would lose, but fantastic performance from start to finish. From the whole game, we were the better side. First half, we played exceptionally well. We're 2-0 up at half time.
It's not good. It's Brighton's first win at home since March, I think, which is not great.
I think a lot of things went wrong, and it's sort of now it's getting to like boiling point in it where the fact that the injury didn't help to Lloris, but it was sort of just the players look so down.
They just don't look like they care.
Yeah, well,
which is like one of those things. I don't mean to sound like Roy Keane.
Yeah,
where just but like they genuinely didn't look like they were that arsed. Like they were like closing down. Like if you're playing in a Pochettino team, the one thing you do, even if all else fails, is you close down quickly and you at least try and move over the pitch quickly. They just weren't even doing that.
Connolly took a look at Serge Gnabry and said, "Yeah, I'll have a go then.
I'll have a bang on that.
I'll do the same."
Yeah.
Brighton played really well.
Yeah.
Their midfield is actually really good. It's stocked with good players. They brought in Aaron Moy from Huddersfield. He's a really good player. I'm surprised he didn't go to a team higher up the table. Palace are up there now, but a team like Palace, a really good player. They played really well, so I have to give credit to them as well.
It's like
Potter's
good,
like
a 3-0 win is a good win.
Yeah,
I mean, as atrocious as Spurs were, as you were saying, like they weren't pressing or going through the motions really.
But even then, you've got those get out of jail play like Harry Kane, for example, who just
couldn't do it.
Not fiery.
But he can't sprint anymore. Why can't he run?
Well, no, but I think everyone looks tired.
He used to have a little turn of pace, and now that turn of pace has turned to nothing.
Harry Kane, he scored.
Maybe he's used to have Son next to him, just like doing his running for him.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Dele Alli used to do his running as well.
I was exactly so. Dele for me is probably the biggest miss out of all of them for how important he was. Obviously, Kane is more important for them, but for how important he was and how far he's kind of gone down the.
But Eriksen though, like I feel like for me, I think it's like since
they've got good players, but it's just they're all, as we said, like they're just for one reason or another, injury, fatigue. Or morale or whatever, they're just down and out. They don't seem like they can play.
I feel like the Eriksen factor, not to go back to it again, I feel like that's just like such a huge part of it though, because like he was such an important player for them. He was scoring goals and he was making big assists all the time. But even more than that, since he joined in 2013, I'm just coming out with the stats today.
Come on, here we
Actual
go.
research.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Since he joined in 2013, only one player in the Premier League has played more minutes than him, which was Cesar Azpilicueta.
Really?
And like that surprised me, but that's how important he's been to Spurs. Like not even just like big goals, big games, big assists. Just constant as well, and just being one of those players who just like they can always look to in the same way that like City looked to De Bruyne, Spurs looked to Eriksen to be able to like drive all that forward, and I think that him being unsettled just like poisons the well for everyone else.
Yeah, but I mean, Pochettino has spent money. I mean, to be fair, they're using Sissoko as a right back,
Yeah, emergency right back there,
and Eric Dyer's in the midfield. So if you see Eric Dyer in there, like, you know, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah,
I mean, he bought Giovanni Lo Celso, and why isn't he getting minutes?
Yeah, Lamella. I don't rate Lamella either. Like,
no, he's an average player.
But a lot of Spurs fans do like.
Maybe they see him. They see him.
He does because he works.
Because he does something different. He's not Eric Dyer, so he's not turn around and just pass. Yeah. And then
I feel bad.
Run away.
I feel bad for Dyer.
He's never feel bad for Eric Dyer.
He's got the worst haircut I've ever seen. He's got that.
That's his choice.
That number 6 all over.
His fault.
No one chooses that on their own. No one's chosen that.
What is his publicist? Is it?
Yeah,
I'll
keep
that haircut, mate. It really keep.
No. Could be. Yeah, number 6 all over for me. Same as I've had for 20 years.
If that's the brand, if it's working, say, look, Eric. You know, you want the fade,
but they
lose this contract.
Potter, it was. He's got a big bowling ball head. But like, Potter targeted the lack of pace in that Spurs team. Targeted the 2 centre defenders. Targeted Dyer as well. Yeah. And he just was left. Yeah. Like, and to get left by, like, they're not even a particularly pacey team. No. But they were just moving it through them lines so quickly that Dyer just looked like he was shell shocked.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Spurs are gonna have a long season. Yeah. Don't know if they're gonna make top 4.
Quick word on Poch. Should he leave for the good of
for me,
I think for him, he can go somewhere better that he's not under as much pressure.
I don't think it's like crisis in terms of his career. I don't think that, like,
I think people know it's not all his fault.
It's just one of them things. It's just like sometimes you come to like a natural end and it's like relationships break down. You know what I mean? It's like one of them.
A real sliding doors opportunity for him to go to Madrid when Zinedine Zidane left and he signed a new contract to Spurs. Maybe he looks back on that and thinks...
Nah, because I think the windows are always there. Like, Man United's now an option because of Oli. Zidane's not doing well at Real Madrid.
Yeah, so that's
so it's...
But to buy him out of his contract, did he just sign a new... recently, the last 18 months or so.
If I'm Pochettino, would I leave one crumbling like castle to go to an even bigger, more crumbling castle?
Yeah, but it's the most luxurious crumbling castle in the world.
If your two choices are Man United and Real Madrid, then both of those where it's just like it's an impossible task. Whoever, like the next 2-3 managers who comes in at Man United, no one's gonna be able to change that around immediately. They're just gonna be more fall guys. There's too many players to get rid of. Real Madrid is a different prospect if he can get in there because they've got a bit of a younger team. They're going through a bit of regeneration, but like, it's warmer, isn't it?
What he should do is take off a year like Pep and Klopp did.
You know what?
Recharge.
It probably wouldn't even be the worst.
Like,
sabbatical,
He looks burnt out.
Yeah.
Like his players looks burnt out. Like every time at the end of the season because he works them so hard. That's got to be draining for him as well.
Okay, well we'll see. My money is on him going to Man United, but
I just want him to be happy. We picked. We just want him to have a nice long holiday.
Okay, so. Quick word on Chelsea, a great away win. Southampton were a bit poo.
They didn't play that well, Chelsea.
And
really.
Yeah, their young guns are doing it. Fair play. Yeah. Arsenal less emphatic.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan is.
It was not a good game. Quick word on Bournemouth from Ollie.
Right, so it's finished behind me. It's finished Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 0. Calum should have buried that in the second half. I don't know what he's doing trying to roll it into the net. First half was abysmal, nothing to say about it. Second half, we only played 10 minutes of football. There's always a common misconception with Arsenal that they like to play football on the floor. That's actually wrong. They like to play football with 11 players on the floor. The amount of casualties, or should we say not casualties, in the second half is ridiculous. We only played about 10 minutes of football and it's finished 1-0 to Arsenal. Then again, I'd rather lose to this lot than the team down the road, so it's not all bad days, but should have been a better result. And it's, I think, first away defeat of the season, or second, but one of those games, we move on and hopefully next week's a bit better.
He's taken a knock there, isn't he? He's taken a knock big time.
Yeah, you can tell he's hurt.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you go away to Arsenal, you might be able to nick something, or you can definitely nick something.
Yeah, Arsenal always end up clinging on at the end of the game. I don't think that's the plan. It's like, it just happens.
But they've got we say this every week. They've got no plan.
No, okay, yes.
I think
we've established that.
Like the Willstone Raider, got no plans.
Emery must have a plan. It just does not work, and then he reverts to this defensive shape. But then they don't counter.
There's not. They're a team that set up to counter without countering, and they don't hold on to the ball too much for a possession team.
It's hard to identify kind of how we want it. It's like no one really knows how we want to.
Brendan Rodgers comes in. You've immediately got a defined style of play.
Please don't.
Movement, possession.
We'll talk about this next week.
Honestly though, like I think that'd be like the best move, not for Rodgers. Ironically, I don't think it'd be a great move for Rodgers.
As bad as the chat is around like kind of the Arsenal camp and how we're third with a goal difference of 2, which isn't great.
Better than 0.
But we're third.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the positives. Just fingers crossed we can actually like play better. Right, rest of the league roundup. We'll quickly go through it. So we've got West Ham losing 2-1 at home to Palace.
Yeah, VAR is great. VAR is amazing.
So.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I feel good for Palace because they got done over by VAR a few weeks ago.
It was technically correct, isn't it? But like, and also.
What do you mean it was correct?
No,
Sam,
accept
the decision.
No, but like, no, but I'm genuinely not one of those because like Hodgson come out after and he was just like, as a manager, you kind of have to just be like, even when it goes your way, if there's millimeters in it, you kind of feel like it's not fair.
Yeah.
But it was correct. We didn't take our chances in the first half where we should have scored 3.
He scored an amazing goal.
It was a really good goal. And we're playing really good football, so I do take heart from that. I will still pretend that West Ham don't exist for a little while, just because that is my only coping mechanism.
Right. That's allowed.
But also, like, Palace are good on the road, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, like, I think they've got, like, they've picked up almost more points than pretty much anyone.
They're a top 4 team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically.
If
you're going to use that one for Arsenal, we've got to use that one for Palace as well. They're going to be in the Champions League next year.
Exactly. No, I thought like, Palace, they're doing well. I like the fact that seeing Roy do well makes me happy.
Yeah, he's got one of those faces where sometimes you just like, he just looks like it, like the weight of the world is kind of crushing him a little bit. He's just a lovely granddad, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I mean, they played well. Zaha was like dangerous again. I thought MacArthur was really good when he came in
on the touchline.
Oh, ridiculous!
Who did he do? Who was that? Was that?
I don't know, but they had to immediately just cancel their registration. He doesn't play football anymore.
I don't even know what is it. He doesn't have a number anymore.
He doesn't never. He's
that
gone.
West Ham goal though was amazing.
Yeah, look, we played.
Really shows the impact of.
We're playing really good fit.
Pellegrini.
Yeah, like it's taken a year to kick in. Yarmolenko's been really good.
The front
since
four's
he's come
amazing
back.
as well.
It's really good.
Allaire and Yarmolenko and Felipe Anderson. They'd probably all start for Manchester United.
Oh, right now I think that we've got a better front three than Man United could offer easily.
And
West Ham
Mark Noble would probably get in and help Pogba. He'd free Pogba. You know,
Noble. You got Declan Rice as well.
I know you love
Dex.
Declan
Rice.
I wasn't sure about him, but the way he was popping those passes,
he's a good player.
Passes around, he's a good player.
But next game we got Burnley 1. We actually have Marva reacting. So Marva, what are you saying, Everton fan?
Hey, it's Marva. Just finished watching the Burnley Everton game, and it was just so bad, I mean, I know we went down to 10 men, but we looked an absolute shambles out there. And we have players to create things, but we're not creating anything. And every single week now we concede from a set piece. Every single week. It's such a joke. Marco Silva has a lot to answer for because for the players we have, this is not the position we should be in at all.
He did one of them, like I had a meeting with the board and they gave me their full confidence last week as well, which is just like, he might as well like just swap that parking space immediately, put someone else's name on that.
Yeah. I agree that their players are better than how they've been, but not... I don't think loads better. Like they've spent decent money.
They've been bad.
But
they've been really poor.
Iwobi, I like Iwobi, but equally like he's not. If you're gonna aim to, where Everton have traditionally been, which is around 6th, and wanting to always push on to solidify themselves in Europe.
Yeah.
Iwobi isn't the sort of the player that you put into that team.
They
really
tried to get Zaha, and then the backup was Iwobi, and I think they're different profiles of player.
Yeah,
it seemed that way anyway. Like
I also think that Iwobi's like a decent option from because like they've got Calvert-Lewin, they've got Richarlison, and he's like one of those players.
Calvert-Lewin doesn't. He's gonna. How many goals is he gonna get season 8? No disrespect.
Also, his goal last game didn't count because
he's tall and handsome and good neck on him.
Good neck.
Got a good neck. It's very slim, defined.
That's
neck.
A pass.
Slender neck.
That's a pass. Yeah. So he's in my team of the week. No, but it's just like one of them. I think a little bit like Pochettino. It's just like when the tide really turns, especially at a team like Everton, where they're a bit like West Ham. So I know this all too well. Yeah. Once it's dead, it's just like there's no winning them back really.
Marco Silva though, is he a fraud?
Yeah,
he's a fraud.
You know what?
He's a big fraud.
I think a fraud means that you have to like really rate him. I don't think anyone's like rated. I don't think anyone's like being like Everton no one's banging down Silva's door being like please manage Werder Bremen. Like no one gives a shit really.
Everton tapped him up and then he had to leave Watford. But
but like he done all right at Watford, but like he wasn't even like putting up trees at Watford. I think it was just one of them where like they had to move someone on, and they had to move someone in.
Also, I guess the timing is a bit as you said, like if you're hot at that moment and it's like it's great, there's no better alternative. Like he's doing well, and then if you see it over the course of a year or over a season and a half or 2 seasons with a club, then you're like, we have a better picture of how he is, and he's not as good as what we thought he was.
I think Everton's squad is actually pretty good. You get a manager and who can organise that team.
So.
You put
Brendan Rodgers in there.
Yeah, they're not.
No, to be fair though, Brendan would improve any team.
Fix it.
Honestly,
and he believes that too.
So, yeah, he sort of,
which is important.
It's that style of play thing. Like West Ham have got one now. Palace have got one. That's how they can be effective against teams. Those teams that haven't really got one. Like Aston Villa have got one. Brighton have clearly got one now.
Yeah, an identity. Yeah.
Right. Great.
Everyone except Arsenal.
I knew
Arsenal
that was coming.
are just faceless mulch.
Next game, Norwich losing 5-1 at home to Villa. Villa actually coming up trumps. Another new signing, banging in goals still.
Yeah, he was great. Douglas Luiz's goal as well.
And I left him on my bench.
Pick
fantasy.
it out.
I just rolled it out of feet. I love that little touch. He rolled it out of his feet and then whipped it.
When that happens, you know it's going to be a goal. If it's a good touch,
shift
himself up.
But yeah, Norwich awful form.
Yeah, crap.
Since they weirdly beat City, which everyone thought was like, they're amazing.
R.I.P. Timo Pukki, who's just like apparently has disappeared off the face of the earth.
And they pretty much lost every game apart from the first game of the season and Man City. They've been awful.
Yeah. It's not been tight either. I mean, like 5 is a lot. I know they've got a lot of injured players and stuff like that, but everyone was
picking Villa out as being this season's Fulham. It might be Norwich, where they just are a little bit naive and they're trying to do too much.
No, I genuinely think there's no sign of. I mean. Yeah, Pukki, unless he comes back and scores loads of goals.
He's gone back to his home planet now. He's just dead. He's gone.
Planet Pukki. He's gone back
Planet Pukki.
And then Watford 0-0.
Danny Welbeck's wearing the number 10, which I think is astounding.
Yeah, I love Welbeck.
Like
he can do whatever he wants.
Ask for that, and they'll be like, yeah, take it, Danny. Anywhere else,
respect for that though.
Respectfully,
no. Danny.
Respectfully, Danny. We brought you in.
I like what you're trying to do there, but no.
You've got some stones on your lad, but
16.
It's 6 better than 10.
Yeah, hey,
So yeah, Watford, Sheffield United, kind of ball draw, but what can you do? You're always going to have one of them a week.
It was technically a game.
It's got to be literally a game. Okay, so we're going to finish on you love to see it. Anything you'd love to see this weekend?
I love to see Tammy Abraham's lob.
That was an unbelievable lob.
He's outside of his right foot. It's super high, and then the defender trying to get it off the line and it's in. It's just so satisfying.
Yeah,
and it's a great goal. Good ball from Calum Hudson-Odoi.
And also Tammy Abraham, he might not be as in. He's scored quite a few goals, and I thought, he's
looking the real deal.
He actually looks all right.
He's good. He can do the lot. Yeah. Mine is like a half you love and half you hate to see.
Oh, okay.
Longstaff goal, Mike Ashley happy.
Do you know
what I mean? So it's just like, and then as soon as you remember like how terrible he is as a human being, and you're like, he's still alive, is he?
But then, Matty Longstaff, look at his little face.
Matty Longstaff, his eyebrows are blonde. That's freaking.
His eyelashes are blonde as well. He
looks
like he lives in an attic. I didn't catch the neck.
Fairly normal.
Okay.
The eyebrows were taking too much of my attention for me to really. But yeah, come on, can we talk about his eyebrows? I mean, they're nuts, right?
Yeah, they
are.
Why are you brushing over his eyebrows? The eyebrows are crazy.
Yeah, eyebrows and eyelashes were both wild.
On? Yeah, eyelashes. Eyelashes. Allow the eyelashes, man.
Again, I want the eyelash routine from the Longstaff household.
Them?
He must be. He's doing something. How?
I wonder what his parents are like.
They look lush. They were thick.
Shampooing the eyebrows.
Wow, that's a very risky procedure, isn't it? It's like
your mum's
just
eyebrows.
That.
You've got them. Got your mum's eyebrows. That's what his dad said to him.
Yeah,
get your mum's eyebrows.
My face and sorry.
And what did I like to see? Oh, Kante scoring a deflected and almost being embarrassed to score it. He was like,
he always looks embarrassed.
He just doesn't
celebrates. He just doesn't want cameras on him.
I think when he scores, he's just like, oh no, that's not my job, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He's really apologising. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, but then he's just seeing him happy. It's like,
he's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah, lovely man. Right, well that is it for today's show. Thank you guys for joining.
Nice one.
Enjoyed. I love the chat.
Yeah. The group chat.
Hope everyone just looks after their necks this week.
Yeah. And also buys the new copy of Mundial magazine.
And when is that out?
Today.
Woo!
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, cheers.
Can I also plug my magazine?
Yes, of course.
Is still available in lots of stockists.
Not
a lot online, but
no.
Where are they available?
Like
WH Smith type banner.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But you can buy it online soon.
If there's any distribution companies,
online, Caricom.uk.
Let me guess, you've written a piece on necks.
Next issue.
Or chocolate milk.
The next issue. Yeah, sick.
I'm
into the next issue.
Right, guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you very much, Calum, for joining me. Don't forget, there is not a group chat next week because it's the international break, so we can all enjoy that. Eddie Mengen will be buzzing.
It's the only thing he still enjoys today.
Yeah, exactly. But tweet us at Copper90 for the next Premier League games, which is in 2 weekends. So get involved in the conversation. We'll actually use your reactions for the show. So get involved, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.